My bad. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. This is the Samoan Watchman. Welcome back to the Samoan Watchman Channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope everybody's doing just swell out there. Your boy is a little under the weather, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do my best to share with you a little bit. Just didn't do a whole lot of preparing. Just needed to get back going and share some of the things that I've come across. Because here's the thing: things are happening so fast. I get so busy and forgot to write a lot of the stuff down that's going on because, like I said, like I always say, you can't trust your memory. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to share with you some of the things that have been going on. If you could see by the title, strange booms in Southern California. There's been a lot of strange happenings here in Southern California where I live in LA County, and it just doesn't add up. It just does not add up. And so this is a channel where we question things, we question everything. If things don't add up, most likely we're going to be talking about it. It just takes me a little while to get to it because I got to be a dad, I got to be a teacher, and amongst other things, but not complaining. Matter of fact, I got one video I need to upload um, from my daughter. I still haven't put up the video where she noticed the Mandela effect with the map. I thought that was pretty cool. But yes, I'm feeling a little sick, but I'm gonna try to do my best to get through this and just share with you guys just a few points. We don't have a whole lot today. Let's see what's new. What's new? The internet's continuing to do its thing. It's continuing to read my mind and share with me some things based on my thoughts. I'm also getting a lot of messages that are threatening. I don't know, trying to be threatening, Anyways, there's a lot of supernatural stuff going on, a lot of strange things. If you're not into all that and the creepiness, you don't need to be here. Yeah, you don't need to do anything. You got to watch any of our channels. But wanted to give a shout out to my buddy Lucky Haskins, man, just doing his thing out there on the Brian Staley show. Also, shout out to Brian Staley, man. Two of the men I respect the most in the internet. Two of the biggest guys I respect. There's others, but these two guys lately have been, holding a place in my heart, man. They're just awesome truthers. You know what I'm saying? People who um, I learn from all the time when I listen to. And you get little bits and pieces from people that you meet in your journey, where you can, you take a little bit from them. That's kind of the whole deal here. I'm not a person who knows everything. That's definitely not what this means by having a podcast or a little show I put on. That doesn't mean I think that I know everything. All I'm saying here is I'm just a person who's asking questions, and like I shared when I first started this channel. This channel, the way you have to look at it is that we all have pieces of the puzzle. We all gain pieces of the puzzle from others, by learning from them, by listening to them and hearing out their stories and their experiences. And just like when you work on a 5,000 piece puzzle, everything's so scattered around, but when you start getting pieces of the puzzle together, you can start working on I like to work on the frame, on the outside of the puzzle, all the edge pieces, with the flat edge. I used to put all those together, and then that way I'll know how big my puzzle is going to be, and you can start from there, and the pieces start to work out and make sense. And I think we went live. My gosh, I think we went live. I did not intend on going live this time. I usually do. Um, but I was trying to do a premiere where it would show up later on this morning, like around 9 or 10 o'clock. But it looks like we are live on Facebook, so great. All right, so I wasn't trying to do that, but it is what it is. Oh, what? Okay, I'm getting alerts from buddies. My boy's gonna be in town. Okay, sorry. Doing social media stuff that shouldn't be doing. Anyway, I want to talk about some weird stuff going on. Now, if you're not into the whole supernatural stuff, don't worry about it. You can leave. It's all good. There's some weird stuff going on here, and I can't explain it. I just can't explain it. And all I can do now is, and continue my investigation, continue to look around, continue to ask questions, and start sharing some of the things that I'm noticing. So I wrote some things down. Let me go over here. So first of all, the booms. All right. Some of you know where I live, and um, I haven't really asked anybody besides my wife. My wife grew up in this area. I did not. I grew up in Long Beach, but where I live now, um, there are strange booms, mainly at night, but they're all now they're during the day too. And these things are loud. I shared a little bit about it recently. These things are super loud. I know, okay, because we live sort of in a valley, right, in between these large hill areas, and the sound it echoes through the valley, right, through in between these hills. These things are big. They're massive. You can feel it in the ground. You can feel all the bass when these things blow up. All right. Um, and here's the thing. you know, I don't know any city. Maybe some of you out there might have experience. Uh, what I'm about to say, I don't know any city that pops fireworks, not firecrackers, fireworks, the illegal kinds. Well, out here in Cali, it's illegal. The kinds that shoot up in the air. They go up and a big explosion up in the air with all the colors and everything. I'm talking about those. I don't know any city, or I never heard from anybody that says that in their city they get fireworks. Somebody's blowing fireworks in the air every single night. And I mean every single night, like multiple times throughout the evening, multiple times over late at night, people popping fireworks, and big, massive explosions, right? And I mean, I've been around guns, I've been around, firearms, I've been around, I've worked at the airport. I can tell, how loud something is, when I hear it, I'm like, that's a gun. That's not a gun. That's a firework. That's not a firework. Okay, these things are big. They're massive. and it's starting to happen in the daytime now, right? And so if it's every now and then, yeah, okay, it could be something, it could be anything. There's a train station not too far from here. I'm talking like commercial train station where they put, pull freight, right? So it could be trains locking up, or whatever. But that's a different sound. That's a way different sound. Um, and I can't explain it except for loud explosions. These are loud, some type of explosion that's going on. And some of it you could feel, and you could literally feel this stuff. So what I'm saying is, not only will I hear these booms, but I'll hear real fireworks going on throughout the day and throughout the night too, almost as if they're masking it. You know what I'm saying? So almost as if they're trying to, you know, put it in a, they're trying to cover it up. And then if anybody asks any questions, they can easily say, "Oh, it's my neighbor." So we have this thing, this Facebook page for our city where you can go and share things on there. I think I've talked about this before, where you can go on there and share about stuff that you're seeing. If there's someone breaking into your neighborhood, if there's somebody, I should have shared my truck story. If you see like a bunch of wild dogs walking around or lost pets, we get coyotes around here. So what's up, Independent Mini United? Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Just sharing a bunch of weird stuff that's going around in my area. Um, but yeah, we have this page on Facebook where you can go on there and you can talk about things that you're witnessing, to warn our neighbors to be friendly and neighborly. We can also promote our businesses and things like that. And every single no, not every night, but every single time I hear these fireworks, I used to jump on that page real quick and go on my phone and be like, "Hey, did you guys hear that sound? Hey, what was that loud boom? Hey, what was this? What was that?" And there's always someone there to answer with the answer, "That was just fireworks." Oh, that was my neighbor. I know it's my neighbor, and because I would ask him like, "Are you sure?" Like every night, I'm hearing this every night, and they'll say, "Oh, it's my neighbor. He lives by this restaurant, and his neighbors are crazy, and they do these fireworks all the time." I don't know anybody that does this every single day. Who's got the money to do this every single day? Who's got the money to pop fireworks every day? I mean, there are some rich people around here, but come on, all right? So let's see. Independent Many says during rioting there were fireworks going off regularly to cover gunshot. Yes, there you go. Gunshots in Seattle, New York. People, this is a tactic that people have used to cover up things. This is what I'm saying. That's crazy. Gunshots in Seattle and New York. I believe that. I believe that. Absolutely. If I wanted to get away, saying with some shootings, I would definitely have people popping fireworks. You know what I'm saying? But every single day, guys. I mean, I was putting my recorder outside, and I got a couple of them. Right, I just got to sift through hours of recordings to finally find it, or find a way to digitally do that, monitor it. I believe it can because it has a USB plug. But every single night, what I'm saying, it never fails every single night. And so I got a couple of these booms on my recording, right? But lately it's been a little bit more, and it's been a lot louder. Um, Now I shared that I also had a video where right above our city, I captured on video these sky rails, or these sky trains that they call them, sky booms, where it sounds like a horn. People will say it could be the horn of Revelation. The sign of Jesus coming again, right? And so that's something that's going on here, right? And to be very blunt and very open, I don't know if you believe in ghosts and things like that, but there's been weird things happening around here, and I can liken it to a channel called Squatchin' USA, where this gentleman from Washington has a camp where he believes he is in contact with what he calls Bigfoot, but he says they are this other race. But after watching him for so long, I realized that this guy is dealing with some spiritual entities. He's not dealing with any primates. He's dealing with some, what I believe might be demons. And so a lot of people have talked to him about that and said, "Hey, you got to stop messing around with these things. That they're demonic." And he says, "No, they know Jesus and they respect him as God." I say, "Well, I'm pretty sure." Demons do too. What I'm saying? They know who the Father is. They know who the Creator is, and they respect them in that way. That they're not on our side, but he would share things that they can do, like just whispers in the night and things like that. And I don't know, I'm gonna sound like a total nut job over here, but hey, I'm already being called a conspiratist, so whatever. Um, there's times where I'm usually nocturnal. I'm always up at night, except for lately because I've been feeling sick and I've been wanting to go to bed early, which I almost did today too. It's just I'm fighting through it to put out a show tonight. Um, there's been times where I'll be up watching some of my favorite shows. I like to watch. I like to watch The Office and I like to watch Cheers. Or if I'm up listening to a podcast and doing stuff here at my desk, there's a lot of times where there's almost like a voice from outside my room. When my outside, I'm in the back house, so there's backyard when you go out my room, and there's times where I feel like I hear a voice. It's been quite often too. Even my wife heard it. What I'm saying? So there's that. I don't hear it all the time or often, but I remember there were times. There's times where I hear banging and stuff like that, but it could be the squirrels. I don't know. I mean, the squirrels. We have skunks. Could have been skunks, and so we get a lot of skunks at night. Constantly killing them because they like to, spray up our house back here. It's really really bad, and so it's become a big issue. And they come for the cat food, which I think I lost our last cat now, so we are now petless. So kind of sad. But what I'm saying, yeah, the other day, uh, I was in the middle of the night and I needed to go to the main house, and um, I remember I was the last one to go through the back door. Right, it's a screen door, and anyways, the door has to swing open, right? Somehow somebody put my nephew's tricycle there where I couldn't open the door. It was placed in the way somehow, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. I was like, there's no way it could have just rolled here by itself unless it was the skunks messing around and they happened to put the tricycle there to block the door, right? So I needed to get in there in the middle of the night. And I thought that was very odd. Anyways, there's that. But see, other strange things. So um there's the loud booms that happen in this area. We also have, we're sort of at the bottom of a big mountain type area, and on the top there's all these mansions. I mean, some serious, serious mansions. Beverly Hills type deals, right? There's a lot of famous people that live here, and there was one time I was driving through there, and I found this giant hole. There's a gate around it, but it seemed like this was, way too deep. This thing went down pretty far. And I've seen some reservoirs like this, similar to this around. There's a lot of the around LA County and Orange County, but this one was in a weird spot. It's a very strange area for this to be. And not only, and I also mentioned in these hills, there's this house that is closed off. It's a residential house. It's a mansion. Um, and someone named it Hell's Gate on Google Maps. And so it was funny. The last time I mentioned this, I got my stream got shut down. Um, but yeah, it's just weird stuff like this. Weird stuff like this, and it does connect to a Freemason lodge on the other side of the hill. By one of these back roads, and so that's something, right? But yeah, I find that you know what my thoughts are. What my thoughts are is that you've heard of the underground tunnels, right? Tunnels that lead from major city to major city, and that as of late, we found out that these things go all over the place. That there are trekking routes underground where you're down there for hours and days driving underground roads. So I believe that they are continuing to dig. That could be what the explosions are. That they're continuing to make more pathways under these hills that we live on. And so that's what my thought is. Because here's the thing: there was a child that was killed in San Bernardino, which is about 40 minutes away from here. But that's in an area where you're already in the desert. You're in the high deserts, the very outskirts of the Los Angeles forest, and they came all the way over here to where we are at. I'll say Whittier. They're in the Whittier area, where we have a little bit of a hilly area with trails and stuff. Smack down in the middle of LA County. Um, and so you got cities all around us, right? We just have a couple of nature trails and a little bit of wilderness here, but they came to drop a body here in a suitcase, and it was a big thing where all the local churches were getting involved and putting up candles, and they even held a service for the young girl here at one of the Catholic churches in this area. And it was a sad thing, that a woman who was dating this man who was fresh out of prison and very abusive, and they killed their child. And well, it wasn't his child; it was hers. And they come all the way here to bury, to put her on one of our trails, and they put her body in a luggage, right? And so, I mean, it's a crazy thing, it's a sad thing. However, the weird thing about it was that they shut down a huge chunk of this area, so we couldn't travel over this hill, which if you needed to go to work on, the other side of this little mountain, this hill, there's mainly three roads, and the I would say the middle one was shut down for quite some time, right? A year and a half of not being able to use this road, so you have to choose one of the other two. That right there raises questions for me. How is it that one murder can shut down an area for a year and a half for investigations, right? And to me, it's traffic control. Nobody was allowed there unless you live on the mountain. You can prove that you live there. Other than that, you're not allowed to travel through, to take the road to get through the other side, to go to work. I just find it very strange that they would that someone who murdered a child up in the high desert would come all the way out here to bury a child, or to not bury, but to dispose of the body. You had all those places out there in the desert. There was we wouldn't have found her. We wouldn't have found her, but you brought her all the way over here and put her right on the trail, right on the side of one of the main trails, with parts of her body hanging out of the bag, the luggage. And so it was a sloppy job. And they did it as if they wanted someone to catch, to find the body. And, because of that, they shut down that area for a year and a half. To me, it still doesn't sit well. Even this is a couple of years ago, and most people forget about it. Most people forgot, and they just go about their merry way. But I'm over here like, why did you guys have to shut it down for a year and a half? You know what I'm saying? Plus, you got all these booms going on late at night or all throughout the day. And then you have someone there to pop fireworks to cover it up. And then you have someone there on Facebook. So if anybody asks any questions, you have people there claiming that this is their neighbor, that it's a normal thing. They do it all the time. That's not what you think. To me, it seems like a massive cover up. It seems like they're definitely hiding something. And I believe it's more than just physical. I believe it's supernatural. There's something else behind it. There's something about this area. There's some areas where they fall on one of those ley lines, right? And so there's energy involved. There's things supernaturally involved here. Anyways, I wanted to share that because I believe it is significant. It does mean something, especially if they're going to go through the trouble of doing those things that don't really matter, but they did push it on the news. They made it seem like a big fight between this woman and her boyfriend, and he was abusive, and he got her to fall in love with her and get rid of the child because he didn't want it. They had the whole story behind it. Still does not add up to me. If it were me, I would have done things differently. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I do want to share a couple things here. Um, let's see. So, flat Earth, right? If you believe in the flat Earth, let me tell you something. So this is a part of a Facebook story from somebody in my family, and there's flying benefits in my family. So somebody in my family posted a little collage on their Facebook story, and I saw this picture from her window, right, from one of her flights, and I was like, "Whoa, she captured one of these things, and she didn't even know it." But check this out, guys. For any of you who are into flat Earth, there's this thing that happens sometimes where it seems like the sun could be in the background fading through the clouds, or it could be right there in the middle of the clouds. I don't know. I've seen some footage where it looks like more like the sun is just shining through the clouds, but I've also seen some video that was kind of like this, but the sun was a lot closer and bigger, and you could see dead on that there's clouds behind it. Unless it was just really brightly shining through the clouds. But I thought this was interesting. That this was pretty cool. So yeah, somebody posted on Facebook. Didn't even know that they were showing what someone in flat Earth might consider some evidence. Again, that's up to you to decide whether or not this is actual evidence of the small sun that is close by or not. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see. Also, if you know my channel, you know that I cover times where the internet is reading my mind. So it will show me things not just based on my search results on websites that I visit, not just based on things that I purchase, things that I talk about, or things that I'm actually looking at, or I might face my camera too. But also that the internet is showing me advertisements based on things that I physically touch and thoughts that I have in my mind. So here is this. The other day I was in the 99-cent store because I wanted to buy some sweet teas, because there's nothing, when it's hot, there's nothing, I wouldn't say thirst quenching, but fulfilling, than a drink of cold iced tea, right? So we went to go get some sweet tea from some brisk from the 99-cent store. And yeah, I was in this, I was thinking of prospecting this guy, which means trying to, uh, get this guy's number. Not, yeah, well, actually, I was trying to promote my church, so um, this just came out sounding all weird. So, um, there's this guy there, right? He was there with his wife and children, and he was a big dude. And I was like, okay, I can relate to this guy. Let me spark a conversation. And then he had a cut off T-shirt, and I look at his tattoo on his right arm, and there's, he's a big Mexican dude. You can tell he's a little rough around the edges, and he's got like a Mexican lady with her, her breasts out and everything. And he was like, this dude got a tattoo of a woman and her breasts. And he's right here walking around the store with his wife and children. And I was like, that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if my wife would be cool um, with me having a tattoo of boobs on my arms. It's a woman with her boobs out. And so, anyways, by the time I get home, I'm watching YouTube, of course, and here's a screenshot of the commercials that YouTube sends to me. So this is a tattoo removing commercial. Tattoo removals, removal. What do you call it? Service, right? So this is a service that they offer to remove unwanted tattoos, tattoo removing and fading. Get a free estimate by Removery, right? So here's their commercial. How funny is that, right? How funny is that? That I'm looking at this guy. And I'm uncomfortable for his wife, for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that must be uncomfortable. You just got your husband has some lady drawn up on his arm with her boobs out, and for him to have that tattoo and keep it, I'm like, dude, you don't want to like show respect to your wife and get that thing removed? That's what I'm thinking in my head. And I get home and here comes the tattoo removal and fading company. You know, pretty awesome, right? Also, I was going to, I don't think I got the screenshot. Anyways, yeah, I didn't get the screenshot. I'll leave it there. So I was thinking about what I was going to be talking to you guys about the next time I start an episode. I was thinking, let me talk about the supernatural stuff that's going on around here. And today, in the midst of all the chaos of homeschooling and dealing with some situations that my wife had yesterday, and being ill and having ill children, um, I had to put my little fan on, like getting warm in here. I had to. I was thinking about sharing about some of the supernatural craziness that's going on, some things that didn't add up, some things that were kind of weird. I'm a little uncomfortable sharing with you some of that stuff because it's just an eerie feeling that you get to share about the supernatural. And so here I am, sitting with my daughter at the table, and we're doing homeschooling stuff. And I got my YouTube rolling, and a commercial comes on for this show on Paramount Plus called Evil. I never watched it. I don't watch TV. There's rarely anything I watch except for Cheers in The Office or wrestling. That's about it. That's all I really, really watch. Unless I catch highlights of something online, and that's it. Anyways, it's about, I don't know if you watched the show, but there was a pastor or priest, an African American gentleman named David, and he was getting haunted by some spirit that was trying to sleep with him. And kept saying, "I want you." And, it was like this entity was reaching out to this man of God named David. And I go, wow, isn't that fitting? Not that I'm a priest or anything, but it was almost as if there's some kind of supernatural thing that's trying to communicate and with this godly person. Not that I'm perfect or anything, named David. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And the commercial kept rolling. Apparently, it's a show, right? There's a few series. A couple. It's a series. There was a couple seasons. I guess it's a second season or something. I don't know. Like, again, I don't watch TV, but I saw this trailer and I was like, wow, they are showing some evil satanic stuff, flat out. Not even trying to hide it no more. Man, the truth is so easy to spot now if you just open your eyes, and people are not going to get it. A lot of this stuff is going to go right over people's heads, and that sucks. I mean, I'm all up. My main goal here is not to teach you every single thing. I'm not here to teach you. I'm not a teacher. Excuse all the noise. My job is to help people to wake up, to realize that anything that the news says on television, on the radio, is a lie and is worthy of investigation itself. You got to investigate what they're investigating. Investigate the information that comes across your path so that you don't continue to be lied to. You know? Lay down, baby. Sorry, I got my little one here. Um, my goal is for people, number one, come to know Jesus Christ. We might not have it down. We might not have all the truth down. I mean, definitely the Bible has become shady since all these changes. And people definitely do not help the Christian religion by being shady and, not representing it the right way. People get turned off. A lot of people got turned off to the Bible. A lot of people got turned off to the Word of God, and to even Jesus. I'm hearing a lot of different theories now that I'm involved in the truth game, and the seeking of truth, right? There's some people that have their different opinions, and a lot of it is very much against what I've grown up with. Even saying that Jesus was an idol. I was like, whoa, okay, that's something. I'm not gonna bash somebody for their opinion. That's their opinion. They think that's truth, but to me, Jesus Christ is the way. So my number one goal is to help people to come to know Christ, have a relationship with Him, so that they can continue to find truth. And number two, just find truth. Be in the habit of seeking truth. Be in the habit of questioning things. Be in the habit of not accepting, the words that come from the television screen when they tell you about this disease and that disease and this procedure and that procedure. You got to be, you got to have discernment. You have to understand what is truth and what isn't. You have to understand what is someone's opinion and what is actually truthful. You got to find that stuff for yourself. I can't find it for you, and nobody can. There's no one truther out there that has it all. He's gonna, ring all the bells. No, we're all people who have different pieces of the puzzle, and I just pray that one day we get it all together. That we have it. That we discover what the truth really is about everything. About religion, about this country, about our history, all this stuff. And so it's just an awesome journey. And I just wanted to, before I turn in for the night, just wanted to come up here and talk about some things. Some of it you've heard before, some of it you haven't. Some of it you're going to agree with, and some of it you're not. Some of it you're going to look at me and be like, David's off his damn rocker. And he went and got some nice equipment just to talk about some nonsense. And that might be, but I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and just take it. I'm not going to sit here and just accept whatever's given to me. I believe that would be a serious waste of life. To just sit there and accept life as it is. And I want to continue to encourage people to break free from the mold. You know, there's too many people that stay in their circles of comfort. There's too many people that they do what their culture tells them to do. You know, I see young men today on Instagram, and I'm proud of them that I grew up with them and I was friends with their older brothers, and I see them today and they got children themselves, children that are this is graduation season, right? People that I know, and their children are graduating. I'm seeing it on Facebook and Instagram. I'm like, man, I'm proud of them that they're raising a family. And then next, I flip to the next picture, and there they are throwing up the old gang signs from when we were little. And I'm like, come on, you got to move on from the old. You got to learn to let go. Yeah, you got to let some of that stuff go. Some of that means absolutely nothing, and will do nothing for you. But people like to do things the way that their environment did it, the way people in their environment did it, the way people in their culture did it. Right? To me, I am a proud Samoan, but I'm not going to do things other Samoans do. I'm not going to do it the way they did it. I'm gonna be very different. I'm gonna be way outside of the mold, and some of them will not accept me for that, and some of them won't accept those new ways of thinking, and that's fine. But I'm gonna at least give it my shot to try to help people to wake up and say, hey, you don't have to do the things a certain way because that's your culture, that's your religion, that's your race. You got to break free from all that. Just be you. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourself and seek truth. And whether you find it with Jesus Christ or you find it through the word or you find it through other people, whatever it is, I pray that you find it, that you seek it, and that you live it. you know Anyways, like always, man, I also like to say, if you need to contact me for any other reason, if you need to contact me with questions, if you need to contact me because you need someone to talk to, if you need to contact me for prayer, I'll definitely do that for you. If you need a little bit of money, yeah, I don't have a lot, but I'll try my best to help a brother in need. You know what I'm saying? But um, continue to seek truth, question everything, guys. Because there's a God out there who loves you and wants you to live your life, right? And not just live conforming to this and conforming to that. That's not us. That's not us. So be blessed and have a great night, right? And if you ever want to come to know Jesus Christ and accept Him as your Lord and Savior, I can help you with that. All right. But God bless you guys. Take care. See you guys soon.